All right, breaking news right now. Oklahoma City threatened by a tornado. This is an aerial view of the city right now as a tornado warning is in effect for your city.
Welcome back to PM Edition. As we continue to follow these tornadic storms, we want to take it over to the newsroom right now where Jim Cantore, our storm tracker, is watching these cells on radar, and several cells right now with tornado warnings on them, and even tornadoes being reported within many of those, Jim.
Yeah, we got over about 100 miles of danger on I-35 points west here, guys. We're watching, including two big cities, Wichita and Kansas City, and everything in between. That's taking to the Oklahoma City area right now. John Irby tells me that the observation in Oklahoma City at the airport, actually seeing the tornado, guys, on the observation. There's been a tornado sighted southwest of the city, especially in the Canadian County area. So that's the cell up around Yukon. That'll continue to push off toward the east at about 50 miles an hour. But there are other supercells to the south and to the north of that could easily rotate as well. So guys, be careful. Impressive wise, from a radar perspective, this cell here near Ponca City probably looks most impressive next to the Wichita cell. Watch out around the Marlin area. There's been a tornado, a large tornado on the ground near Red Rock. So guys, again, be on the lookout as this continues to track off toward Fairfax and also again up toward Wichita. One more radar here, guys, up toward Wichita. Here comes this cell wrapped up. It's not looking as impressive as it was, but still, these things cycle through. We saw that earlier, and that's probably going to be the case here. We've got a large tornado around 6 miles southeast of Cheney. Emergency vehicles, as Mike was mentioning, on their way north on Interstate 35. Let's see if we can get an update from Mike, who's in Brayman, just across the Oklahoma line, or excuse me, the Kansas line in Oklahoma. Mike, what's the latest from Brayman?
Well, we have not been into the town, but as you mentioned, we've seen emergency vehicles heading up 35. Well, we saw the tornado about 30 minutes ago. It was moving in that direction off in that sky. We'll show it to you now on tape. We got it on tape. We weren't able to get out live because we have so much wind here. We had to put the dish down. We didn't want to lose the dish, otherwise we wouldn't be able to broadcast the rest of the evening. But what we saw in 35 here, looking in this direction, that is northbound again. And we're a few miles this side of the Oklahoma-Kansas line in Oklahoma. When they saw that tornado, they just stopped. I mean, they just threw their brakes on. Everybody backed up and just watched that twister cross Interstate 35. And since then, we've heard the sirens, the emergency vehicles heading out of the town, heading north up I-35. We've had the report of damage from the National Weather Service chat, but we don't know how bad the damage is. The report was a large tornado. From this vantage point from a few miles away, Jim, it didn't look that large. It was certainly not a huge wedge tornado, but nonetheless, there has been damage, and hopefully it's been kept to a minimum. Jim?
All right, Mike, we appreciate that. Again, the cell that Mike was watching continues to pull north, again, around the Kansas City area, points northeast. But it is this cell here just to the southwest of Goddard. You see that little triangle right there? That's the tornado vortex signature. We have had a tornado reported on the ground with this already as it continues to pull on off toward the north and east. Again, Wichita, you're under a tornado warning right now. Areas, again, within the city limits, both north and south, you're going to be into this. So Goddard, Wichita proper as well, Mays down toward Clearwater. You all need to be taking cover with this storm. Also down toward Noble County as well, large tornado on the ground heading east of Red Rock right now. And also 16 miles south of Oklahoma City, tornado on the ground. Kim and Nick, our plate is full tonight. Back to you.
It sure is. And a new tornado watch in effect, too, for folks in northwest Arkansas, southeastern Kansas, southwest Missouri, eastern Oklahoma. This is a particularly dangerous situation as well. That tornado watch in effect until midnight.
Of course, these tornadoes erupting in the Vortex 2 domain. That's why Mike Bettis and Dr. Greg Forbes are out there today. A very active day. They are on the move now. Let's check in with them. Mike, where are you headed at this point?
I think they're having some technical difficulties at this moment. And
Nick, you got us?
Oh, yeah, we got you, Mike. Good.
Okay, very good. We're definitely going to make a play with Vortex 2 on that storm that's coming through Oklahoma City. We've been listening to the scanner. Actually, Sky One weather spotters reporting a tornado. As Jim was mentioning, the observation at Oklahoma City has reported a tornado. Dr. Forbes with us here. Dr. Forbes, looks like things, especially on the southern side, that's showing some shear down.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can verify the shear in the atmosphere because even where we are east of Oklahoma City, we can see the anvil coming at us. So we're running right down the south edge of the anvil back toward storm to deploy to catch the tornado coming toward us.
So we're running between I-44 and I-40 on the east side of Oklahoma City. The W-band and the phased array radar from the Navy are just a look making cancer.
Yeah, a lot of rain fade out there. We are losing the signal, unfortunately, but they are obviously headed to deploy in this area and perhaps capture the data they need from this tornado live on the ground right now.
Yeah, and you know, the one problem, these storms are moving so quickly. Hopefully they'll be able to get there with this. We're going to take you now live out of Oklahoma City, where once again, an observation that they're taking at the National Weather Service office saying there is a tornado. They're seeing a tornado right now. Visually, I'm not seeing anything the way that the angle of this image is. But again, there is one reported on the ground headed towards Oklahoma City. And you guys, you know what to do. You've been through this drill. Get to the lowest level of your home interior room. Stay away from the windows. Very ominous sky, though, very dark. And if you're up in the northeastern part of Oak City, this eventually is going to be heading towards you. Tulsa, just a matter of time. You're under that new tornado watch until midnight Central Time.
All right, as you can see, we're continuing. There's the new watch, by the way, covering portions of eastern Kansas down into Oklahoma, portions of Arkansas, and up through Missouri, as well as these thunderstorms continue to push up.
Again, a particularly dangerous situation setting up for eastern Oklahoma. Look at this, all right? Classic look of a supercell. We'll be right back after this.
Local on the 8.